We begin tonight with an historic day in the city of Detroit as it begins its path out of the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history.
Federal Judge Stephen Rhodes approved the plan that lets the city shed $7 billion in debt. The judge saying the grand bargain that saved pensions and the DIA art was the cornerstone of this exit plan.
Now, the ruling comes 15 and a half months after the governor approved the bankruptcy petition.
We begin our Team 7 coverage tonight with Action News reporter Jim Kirchner, who had a front row seat for today's ruling. Jim?
Yeah, and this is still not done because there's a group of about 3,000 retirees who voted no on the plan of adjustment they could appeal. They're upset about their annuity, health care, and pension cuts. Even the judge said during his ruling they have about a 25% chance of winning on appeal. So is the team that put the plan together concerned? That includes the chief federal district judge here who acted as a mediator in this process.
I thought that Judge Rhodes' opinion was about as cogent, and I'm sure his written opinion will be even more thorough and comprehensive, but it'll be for the Court of Appeals to review.
You could never say that everything is tied up because we have an independent judiciary that's going to review this. We thought we are of the understanding that everything will be taken care of. Judge Rhodes did an amazing job with his oral presentation. You'll see it in his written presentation. He's going to do his best to button it up.
Judge Stephen Rhodes said from the bench he has issues with the State Financial Review Commission that will oversee Detroit's finances for the next dozen years. The governor will make several of those appointments, and he said today they will be top-flight qualified people. The judge had a problem with the mayor and city council having a seat. 2 of the 9. Mayor Duggan disagrees. It's a conflict of interest.
I am going to sit on that Financial Review Commission to make darn sure that every single document they ask for, every single concern they raise, is responded to promptly by the city of Detroit.
Now, when does this plan become effective? City officials had wanted it to be by Thanksgiving. It's now looking it's going to be after the first of the years. One of the things they still have to do is review all of the fees of attorneys and consultants that are in the neighborhood of $140 million. Stephen and Carolyn?
All right, Jim, thank you very much for the coverage tonight and all through this process. It has confounded, actually, the people who thought it was going to take a whole lot longer and not as successfully done as this.
And I thought there was going to be more fighting, and it's good that it ended so quickly.
It got fast and done well.
Yes, indeed. The judge's decision marks the beginning of a new phase on Detroit's road to recovery. So everyone wants to know what comes next.
That is the question. 7 Action News reporter Ross Jones live with that part of our coverage. What can we expect, Ross?
Well, that's unclear. As Jim mentioned, there is some controversy now about that Financial Review Commission. And going forward, there are going to be some questions about it. Detroit will still have plenty of oversight going forward for at least the next decade. It will be overseen by that 9-member Financial Review Commission that will approve budgets and major contracts. Now, the commission includes 2 members of city government, as Jim said, Mayor Mike Duggan and City Council President Brenda Jones. Today, Judge Rhodes said that amounts to a conflict of interest in that city officials can't be voting on whether to approve their own decisions. Today, Mayor Mike Duggan responded saying that they can and that they will.
I am going to sit on that Financial Review Commission to make darn sure that every single document they ask for, every single concern they raise, is responded to promptly by the city of Detroit. The legislature agreed to put me and the council president on there to make sure the votes are all 9-0, not to try to get to a 5-4. And I think you're going to see the Financial Review Commission operate, as we keep talking about, professionally and without drama.
So despite the judge's concerns, and he had some big ones, there was no indication tonight that the makeup of that 9-member commission will be changing. Stephen and Carolyn.
Now, Ross, we heard rumblings today, people even saying, what if Detroit ends up in bankruptcy again? I guess they're putting measures in place so it won't happen again, even if the mayor changes, even when the governor changes.
Yeah, well, this 9-member commission is supposed to be overseeing the city's finances for at least the next 11 years, so that could last over several administrations, and it is in place for that very reason you mentioned, to make sure that we don't get back in this same hole again, and to make sure that bankruptcy is only a one-time deal for the city. So it's supposed to be a special sort of hand guiding the city through this process to make sure that we stay on the right track going forward.
I know we heard Judge Stephen Rhodes say never, ever again. Thank you so much, Ross, for the live report.